Alright, this is my third Wi-Fi battle. It's against someone named Tom. Met him on Facebook, and we decided to have a rotation battle, so I'm pretty excited about this. So, here it is. Now, when I first saw his team, I thought Trick Room. And it is, in fact, a Trick Room team, but on this first turn, I made kind of maybe a stupid play. So I start out with Haxorus straight out in front. He rotates to his Porygon 2, while I go for a Dragon Dance. And I raise my attack and speed. And then he uses Trick Room, and I'm thinking, great, what am I going to do with this now? So I'm fearing the Ice Beam, so I rotate to my Jellicent. He does use the Ice Beam, and I take that very well. So I Scald, and I was really worried after I selected Scald that he was going to rotate to his Repulsion, and I was going to get the burn, and it was going to have the Guts boost. But here I decided to swap back because I'm thinking he's going to go for Thunderbolt, which he does. And I take that well, and decide to just go for an Earthquake. And it doesn't really do too much to him. I was expecting to do more, but I guess I'm assuming it has the Evolite. So I rotate to Chandelure, and he uses Recover. And I hit him with the Flamethrower, which gets a crit. And I got pretty lucky in this battle. Overall, I ended up getting 3 critical hits, but I think only the first 2 mattered. But he goes for another Recover, and I just decide to stay with the Flamethrower. Was thinking maybe I can get him to think that I was Scarfed or something, but I get another critical hit, 2 in a row. And it times out the Trick Room, and I go for a Flamethrower. Now here what I should have done is I should have gone for a Flame Charge to raise my speed. But honestly, since he's using Trick Room, it wouldn't matter. So in comes his Dusknoir, which I'm sure is another Trick Roomer. But he actually switches to his Bronzong. And here I go for the Shadow Ball. I figure I'll hit anything for neutral damage, and if I manage to get that Dusknoir, it'd be super effective. So he sets up his Trick Room, and I decide to actually switch out Chandelure and send in Sawsbuck. And the idea was he has a Ghost type that I could negate damage, and I already have a Ghost type out, so I don't have to worry about fighting. And he goes for the Earthquake, so that was lucky for me. So he goes for a Hammer Arm and misses. And I go for a Horn Leech. I have a choice Scarf, and I'm now stuck in Horn Leech, but I figured it was better to be able to do some damage to everybody than possibly not hitting with some of my other moves, such as High Jump Kick and Double Edge. So I rotate into Jellicent here, and he actually uses Fling, which is super effective, and since you flung the Flame Orb, I get the burn. So I'm a little afraid of this thing now, because I know it's going to be pretty powerful. And I just hit it with a Shadow Ball. I get leftovers, and we both suffer from burn. And I'm afraid of the payback, but he actually rotates and goes into his Bronzong here, and I decide to stay in and just fodder my Jellicent, but he gets the critical hit. And I hit him with a Shadow Ball, which he takes incredibly well. But then again, it's a Bronzong, it's pretty bulky. So I get leftovers, and the dimensions return to normal. So here I bring in Haxorus, and I actually go for another Dragon Dance. because I figure I can keep Haxorus alive and keep it with its attack and speed boosts and just keep swapping it in and out every time he needs to restore Trick Room, because I know he's going to have to do that. So I can build up I get a free turn every 5 turns to set up a dragon dance. And then I immediately go back to Jellicent, which will take the gyro ball very well. And I just decide to recover off, in case he decided to rotate in and do something else. So I get leftovers, and then burn. And I'm not actually sure what his Bronzong's holding, but he goes into his Rapushin here and misses a Stone Edge. Now, he misses twice with this thing, and the Hammer Arm, that was lucky. The Stone Edge, it's got low accuracy, so I don't know. I think the miss did matter a bit. Well, I don't know. Anyway, he goes into his Empoleon here and goes for the Ice Beam. I think he thought I might switch, but I decide to just go with Will-O-Wisp and burn anything that he happens to have. Just, you know, anything that'll switch in, I wouldn't mind having the burn on. And I wasn't sure if this is going to be a physical Empoleon, but it's not. It's a special. So I stay in, forgetting that Empoleon can learn Grass Knot. And, yeah, I lose my Jellicent. So yeah. So then he gets hurt by Burn, and in comes, or the Trick Room falls, and I just bring in Chandelure. So here I say, what the heck, and go into my Bronzong, or my Haxorus against his Bronzong, and I go for the Earthquake, and since I have Mold Breaker, its Levitate doesn't work, and I knock it out. I get a crit there, don't think it mattered. It didn't matter. I would have knocked it out. I'm at +2, and it's super effective. So he brings in his Dragonite, and I go for the Outrage, because I figure I've done enough damage with Haxorus, I can just Outrage. And here I get the Dusknoir, and I get another critical hit. So I guess I actually get 4 critical hits. And I'm not sure if that one against the Dusknoir actually mattered. I'm at +2, it's an Outrage. It doesn't have a whole lot of HP. In any case, the Outrage continues for a second turn and gets the Empoleon. Based off the damage that it does to the Empoleon, I really don't think that the crit on the Dusknoir mattered. But don't quote me on that. He goes for the Ice Beam, and that takes care of Haxorus. And then it falls to burn. The Empoleon falls to burn. So Haxorus did more than his fair share. And I bring in my Terrakion. I've used this thing once, and it got KO'd before I could do anything with it, so I don't know. I switch here thinking he's going to go with Earthquake, and I thought that it might be multi-scaled, so I wanted to break the multi-scale. But it doesn't have multi-scale, I don't think. And it doesn't carry the Earthquake. Or if it does carry the Earthquake, he didn't use it. Either way, he takes out Swasbuck, or Saucebuck. And, yeah, so I see that he's carrying the Life Orb. And I just bring in Electivire, and since this thing is set up for Trick Room, it's really slow. Electivire, I have it raised in speed, it's jolly, and I just hit him with the Ice Punch, and that's game. So yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun battle. It was unfortunate I did get the critical hits, but I don't think the last 2 matter too much. But yeah, I'll be having hopefully another rotation battle with him again, and maybe it won't be as one-sided. I just wanted to record this and put it up. So let me know what you think in the description below, and I will see you later.